Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Big Talk Pigskin. I am your host, Bowden, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Corbin. Corbin, how are you doing?
What's up, guys? Doing good.
Good, man. Hey, sorry about that Michigan game. We'll get into that one in a bit. It's rough.
Unfortunate.
It's rough. Today for you guys, we have a bunch of games to go over here. Everything from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And yeah, so let's get right into it with the Music City Bowl. Tennessee versus Illinois. Illinois comes out on top, 30-28.
Yeah, this game was definitely a shocker for me. I know when we cover this or in our preview, I was pretty high on Tennessee. I didn't think Illinois was going to be able to shake back. Talked about how they sort of had a disappointing finish to their season. Really able to turn it around though. So I mean, finishing out the season 9-4, I think that's a positive for them. So I mean, unfortunate finish for Tennessee. Kind of puttered out at the end there, but this was an awesome game to watch. It was really good.
Yeah, 100%, and great way to end your season with Illinois after just kind of going into this year being a highly touted team going into the season and kind of having a disappointing year. Good team over a good Tennessee team. They almost let it slip away there at the end. They almost did.
Almost.
They lost that lead, came back, though, scored a touchdown right at the end of the game. Or field goal, sorry. Kicked that field goal right at the end of the game to solidify the win. And you'd love to see it. Great for the Big Ten, taking down the SEC opponents, and good for Brett Bielema. Not a huge fan, but good for Brett Bielema.
Yeah.
Over on to our next game. It's the first Big Ten loss we had in bowl season.
Unfortunate.
Was this one right here.
An impressive loss at that, though. I mean this game was impressive. This game was electricity. I mean, high flying, a lot of action. The final play of this, I mean, if you haven't gotten a chance to see this, I mean, go look at that, because I mean it was crazy. Tiptoeing up the sideline, it was very, very impressive. Some I think kick return in this game, interceptions. Good stuff. A lot of action on the field here.
Yeah, TCU. They come out here against this USC team. Nobody thought TCU, I think, had this good of a shot in this game.
Yeah,
I don't know. USC was really high powered, and I really thought that their offense was going to just kind of run through this TCU defense, and that just didn't happen. I mean, they played really well. They scored 27 points. TCU just happened to score more.
Right.
That I know we talked pretty highly of USC's defense, and I expected more out of them.
Yeah.
But hey, it's just a big shootout bowl game. Entertaining. You love to see it. Love to watch. And overtime. Can't complain about getting a little bit of bonus football in.
No, this bowl season definitely has been interesting. Very, very unpredictable. And depending on where the team is at, and coach changes, and in some places, player personnel changes. I saw a stat. It was like 1,500 players are already in the transfer portal, right? And it's like the portal isn't even open until the 2nd. So
yeah, which when you guys are watching this, listening in on this, the portal will have just opened. Yeah. But for us, it hasn't even officially opened yet, and we're already hearing so many guys and names are going to be in there.
Right, it's going to be a floodgate, and I think for a lot of like these teams that we're talking about, and like these highly talented like rosters, some of these games are the last time we're seeing them all together, right? Like I looked at this next game that we're probably going to get into, Michigan, and I was like, man, this may be the last time I see this team together looking like this, because like what you said, January 2nd, it's literally tomorrow. So we'll be seeing the mass exodus of players, I'm sure, from programs all across the nation. Yeah, so
everywhere. Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering where that'll lead for USC. They're usually pretty good in the portal, and Mavia should be coming back unless he's like, that game I didn't like, I'm going to just go somewhere else. I don't think he'll do that. So, but let's see how they can bring in some new recruits and keep building on this team. They were close to making the playoffs this year. They're right on the outside of that push. Lost an extra game there, which didn't help them, but They were on the edge. They're a good team. Over to our next game. Disappointing game for the Big Ten. Personally, I got what I wanted here.
I was going to say, yeah, what you ask and you shall receive, Bowden. You said you want every Big Ten to win, or every Big Ten team to win, which you didn't get that, but
I got most of them.
You were praying on Nebraska.
This was the only one I'd be okay with losing.
Yeah,
and I was perfectly fine seeing them lose. I was actually really excited.
Yeah.
Really don't like the guys, so
yeah,
glad to see them lose. Glad to see them fail, if I'm being honest. But
Nebraska did not look good
at all.
I saw some fight in them initially. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they came out. They won first quarter.
Turned this game on when it was 14-14, and kind of saw the downfall from there. This was exciting for me as a Michigan fan, getting to watch Utah, kind of seeing like this is the last game where they're like basically their whole staff, obviously minus Kyle Whittingham, kind of lead the helm. Everyone was still there kind of as a cohesive unit, and they put together a really good showing. So, I know we got to sit and watch that game together, and you even mentioned it. I was like, hey, like, is this what we're going to get to see, like Michigan going forward? And I hope so.
I hope it is. And that's Kyle Whittingham's last team at Utah was that. And you got to see, I don't know how much Utah football you were ever tuning into in the past with him as the coach, but you saw this game. While he might not have been there, coaching that game, this is his team. This is the way they played all season. And now you were seeing, kind of firsthand, okay, this is what he brings. This is how he builds.
Right.
And that's great to see as a Michigan fan, see how they played against this Big Ten school who played Michigan really close this year.
Mm-hmm. No, and it is exciting and kind of to I guess this is kind of a segue because is the next game Michigan, Texas?
We can make it that.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to say, just to kind of segue into that, like for Utah, again, great last showing, but as we said, the second is going to be kind of a big day for the portal and the players leaving. After these bowl games have been kind of a backbreaker for some programs, and Utah being one of those. I'm just looking kind of just here today. Michigan acquires Utah's offensive coordinator, Jason Beck. He's hired for the same position at Michigan. Hire Utah's wide receiver coach, Micah Simmons, for that same position. So new wide receiver coach. Also grabbing, I guess, a tight end. That's, again, kind of a wide receiver coach position. But grabbing the tight ends, QB coach as well. Offensive line coach. We also grabbed a Penn State former offensive line coach as well, and then defensive end coach as well over at Utah. So kind of seeing
bringing in a lot of their guys,
right? And
maybe players follow.
Yeah, and this was I guess one of their All-Americans, defensive end. He just entered the portal, or he announced that he was entering the portal. So that'll be something to keep an eye on there. But this kind of stamped like that Michigan win. I know we got the chance to talk about this like on the last episode, but for me, I was kind of skeptical, being like, hey, are we just getting the coach and they're kind of staying put where they're at and kind of rolling with that? And no, this makes me feel a lot more confident as a Michigan fan, just seeing that we got everyone and his support staff and who he's been successful with. He's not having to pluck and kind of find new pieces. It's really
he's been using those guys for a long time now. He knows his guys, he likes them, and so it's huge to have a whole staff that basically already has chemistry together. Right.
And the only person
they're cohesive.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the only person he didn't bring was his defensive coordinator. And we went ahead,
the head coaching job.
Correct. Yeah. And we went ahead and we grabbed just, down the road from them, BYU's defensive coordinator, who's done a really good job over there the past couple of years. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's super exciting for Michigan. And it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of them, they played the Citrus Bowl.
Yep.
Played Texas and kind of fell off at the end of that game there. I mean, they looked good early. They were playing well. And when I say good, I mean they just were kind of putting some stuff together, had some good plays. They
looked good.
They looked good.
They did.
They started to lose it a little bit, and Texas just took advantage of that, and
this was
Texas they're more seasoned of a team.
I guess.
I mean, you have a true freshman QB. It's hard,
right? And
playing a solid team.
And really, this is the game. This is the best game I think I've seen Michigan put together for the first 3.5 quarters.
Most complete for sure.
Yeah, super competitive, and this is a good Texas team. This is a Texas team that missed the playoffs by 2 spots, and so
just
and so it's one of those things where and this is a team that we also played last year early last year, and we get our teeth kicked in. Funny enough, Biff Poggi was also the head coach for, I believe, the head coach or interim coach for that game.
Okay.
But and so it was interesting, to see how Biff kind of let loose. And I know I heard watching this game, the reporter was like, "Oh yeah," at halftime we kind of spoke with him. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to break a record for how many times we're going to let Bryce kind of do his thing here and throw it as much as he wants or run it as much as he wants." And so it was really cool. But like as you said, as a true freshman, you saw those mistakes there at the end. The score is not, I think, very telling of how this game actually finished out.
I agree.
Two garbage time touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. So, but it was a good game. It was fun to watch. It was a lot more fight than what I thought I'd see out of Michigan. So I don't know. I'm optimistic. I am holding my breath for tomorrow. I think that's going to be really hard for Michigan here, and I think that's going to say a lot about what the future looks like for them. Because if you're seeing, anywhere from 20 to 15 to 20 players leaving this roster and saying, "Hey, I'm going elsewhere," and I'm talking about marquee players who are actually seeing the field or
field time.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's going to be an issue because you're going to replenish, and I'm sure Kyle Whittingham will bring in, I know you mentioned. Their quarterback is kind of proven himself and potentially maybe, he's got a year or two. So maybe that's someone that rolls over. But I think we're going to keep Underwood, but we'll see who else we can keep.
Yeah, I think Underwood stays, and I agree tomorrow or for all of you guys today will be a big day for college football in general and especially for these teams who had some head coaching carousel moves all going on for sure. It's a good game for Michigan. Yeah, you are right. Score's not overly reflecting of it.
No.
Competitive game. Yeah. Texas, they were pretty much garbage time. So especially the last one. So move on to next season, and they'll have a new regime in there. So we'll see how that works.
Looking forward to it.
I am too. It's going to be exciting. Different offense, I think. So be a little more fun of football. On to our next one. Iowa played Vandy in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Hawkeyes win 34-27.
Very impressive.
First ranked win since 2021.
This was a fun game to watch. Interesting.
It was a lot of fun.
Interesting call that we don't normally see. What was it? The punting across the line of scrimmage?
Yes.
That was fun.
That's because no punter sprints to the line of scrimmage and then decides to punt the ball. That just never happens.
That was strange.
They were trying to catch us off guard for a fake, and then he realized this isn't going to happen, and he took one too many steps.
Maybe 3 or 4 too many.
It was costly. Yeah. It was costly. I mean, Iowa scored right after that.
Yeah, literally promptly.
And it's a touchdown game.
Yeah.
It's 34-27. It's one-score game. So I thought that the score didn't reflect this one a whole lot either. I felt Iowa was more in control of this game the entire time.
Yeah.
They just kind of had some plays that they let up.
Pavia, there were moments where
there were.
Yeah, but I mean, I know we sort of had our Pavia sack tracker.
Yeah, we were at work. I had my little board. And facts on Pavia on there. I was tallying it up each time.
But it was impressive. I mean, Iowa had a very, very impressive defensive showing, and I know the broadcast even said it. This doesn't look like a typical Iowa offensive showing, and it didn't. So that was cool to see. Maybe Kirk Ferentz can bring that into the regular season, but
that'd be
nice.
I
won't hold my breath. I won't hold my breath.
I won't either.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense this year has a lot better than it has been historically anywhere else in the past 5 seasons. I believe they finished, I want to say it was 57th in scoring this year as a scoring offense this year. It's either that or it's 75th. I have it flipped. I know it's one way or the other. I can't remember.
One of those numbers,
sure. It's those numbers are in it. I'm like 90% confident. I don't know exactly where. Anywhere they would have ended is better than a lot. I mean, last year 24 to 25 season was that they were like in the 80s, I think. And before that, all those Brian Ferentz years were all like in the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's grown. The offense has been substantially better the past 2 years.
You're on a steady incline.
Yes. And this year was way better than last year. If this year's offense was on like a this year's offense, how good it was, you put that on that team in 2021 that played Michigan in the Big Ten championship game, that team that ended 10-2 because they lost to Purdue and then somebody else. But they start off, big win against Penn State, number 2. Yep. I think that Iowa with this offense that we have now, that would have been a playoff team.
Yeah. In today's format, absolutely.
I think in that format.
Yeah.
They would have found a way then. With this offense, with how much better this one was.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put this offense on that team because that defense was way better than this year's.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best defenses of all time in Iowa history and maybe in general because they were the best defense in the nation that year.
Right. Just couldn't stop.
You can't only win with defense. Defense wins championships, but it's not the only thing that matters.
It's not Big Ten championships.
No, it's not the only thing that matters.
It's not. You
have to have both. You have to have a balance of some sort, and Iowa's finally starting to figure it out. Thankfully, and hopefully we can carry this ranked win into next year. Win a couple of games, maybe make the playoffs next year. It's doable. New quarterback will be coming in. I'm just really happy with how this game played out. I didn't really know if we were going to win or not. Yeah, there were a couple moments where I think even both of us were like, Jesus, like, is this going to flip? I was like, is this going to flip? But yeah, I felt like we were in control for most of that game, and I love to see it. Don't get to see that very often with Iowa with a team like this, and the SEC sucks. That's all I have to say. Heisman who, Pavia? Not you. Mendoza. We'll get to Mendoza in a bit. First up on the playoffs, the Cotton Bowl, Miami, Florida. Miami of Florida. They take down the Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl down in Arlington, Texas. Man, I don't know if there was anybody outside of the state of Florida that expected this game to go this way. I'm sure there were a lot of people. There's but you know what I mean. There's Buckeye haters. I know what you mean, though. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, but I'm a Buckeye hater if I'm being honest. Not completely, not nearly. This game just didn't have that feeling. It didn't have that feeling where it was like Miami was even going to be able to hang with them. And I know last episode you kind of said it. Hey, if they don't score in that first quarter, it's going to be a game, and that became evident. But I think what frustrates me the most, and I've had some conversations with some Buckeye fans very close to me, and it's like, whose call was it? Is it like a butthurt decision, or that's what I'm wondering with Brian Hartline? Yeah, whose call was it to be like, Ryan Day, you're gonna go ahead and call the plays? Probably Ryan Day's. Yeah, maybe, but you're setting yourself up for failure because you haven't called him all year, and you're standing on the sideline. You need to be in the box. It's betting. He bet on himself, and I have respect for him in that. But he lost. You didn't step up to the plate. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. He beat Michigan once while he was the play caller as a head coach. Once, 2019. Because I think he was play calling the entire time he was a head coach, and that would have been 2019 that first year. And I know they beat Michigan. Yeah, so I think that's the only time he did. He didn't win a national championship while he was calling plays. Chip Kelly was calling plays. I'm confused. I don't know why he's thinking he can call plays. It hasn't worked. Well, no, and that's what they said is where it was like Hartline, hey, you're going to stay. You're not going to South Florida yet. And then now they do this. Yeah, why is he even there? Well, yeah, you go to that point. Yeah, you might as well have. So I don't know. Be out recruiting for them instead of doing. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't want him to be doing that as a Big Ten guy. I wanted him to be coaching for Ohio State. I wanted him to call plays. Yeah, but
this was just unfortunate showing. Like a very constipated offense. Like nothing really getting rolling. And I mean,
Couldn't do
you have
anything.
two or some of the best weapons, you know, in college football, and you're not. They just were not getting them involved enough. And when they did get them involved, it was like, all right, well, you got your touches. We're gonna go ahead and run it right, run it left, and then throw a swing pass. Like, and it was just very strange, just poor execution. And the special teams, oh my gosh, like
why is this kid still kicking?
I don't know. I really don't.
He missed what? He missed in the Michigan game, right?
Yep.
Missed in the Michigan game. Mm-hmm. Missed in the Big Ten championship game. Missed here. And I think I'm sorry for the kid. Like, he's a kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't want to call him out, but what are we doing? And how does Ohio State not have a good kicker with their NIL fund that they have? It's somebody who can make a field goal.
Yeah, I do think there's some like Mandela, or maybe it is Mandela effect, where people are kind of like meshing the careers of kickers like kind of together at Ohio State. We talked about
but it keeps happening as well.
Yeah, no, it does. It's
how do you not get a good kicker in once?
It's a repeating issue at that institution, and it's very strange where it's like what you're saying is it's such a highly funded and it's a third of the game. You know what I mean? Like, how are you not taking better care of the football in that sense? Like,
shouldn't happen.
Yeah, not valued enough. Very strange. Very strange.
Miss kicks sometimes. It happens. Missing kicks happens. But a kid missing a kick in vital moments 2 games in a row, that doesn't just happen. That's just a bad kicker. Or it's a kid who's throwing the game. And I don't think that's happening. I just don't think he's a good enough kicker.
Maybe it's the best they have, though, like right now.
That's a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's an issue you try to address, and I think people think kickers are dime a dozen, but you get put in some serious situations, and kicking chip shots isn't as easy as it once was. So
yeah,
I don't know. It is. I do think it's strange how the special teams have even when Urban Meyer was there, just historically not good.
And maybe it's just these moments get highlighted so much because they're always on such a national stage and in big games. They're always there. So it's like you're bound to have slip ups, and then those slip up happens, and it just happens to be in a big game every time because 95% of your games are big games. You're always in the top 5 rankings. Yeah. So maybe that's the reason.
I do think there is some strange commonalities where it's like, man, they have a kicking epidemic there in Columbus.
College football gods have went, you're really, really good at football. We have to give you some sort of
Achilles heel
balance. Yeah, they have to give them an Achilles heel. And for Ohio State, I guess it's kicking.
Kicking field goals.
Is what it is. Sucks. Jeremiah Smith looked really good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
7 receptions on 8 targets, 157 yards and a touchdown. One of those Julian Sand touchdown or interceptions, one of his interceptions, people are saying is kind of on Jeremiah Smith. That was the one drop that he had. So,
I mean,
doesn't help having 2 interceptions, but it's not always the quarterback's fault. I wish there was a separate stat for wide receiver caused interceptions.
I'd say the same thing unless his first interception wasn't so egregious. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate showing by saying, but honestly, this wasn't an Ohio State lost the game. This was Miami won.
Yes.
Like I really like
Miami just beat them.
Yeah, Miami did, and I'll be honest with you, like they got out ahead, and it was a strange feeling where it was like, all right, well, like Ohio State's gonna reel them in. I think everyone was like, don't cool, they're up 14. This is impressive, but we'll see. And
then Ohio State comes out and has that drive,
mm-hmm.
that drive at the beginning of the third quarter, and I was like, oh, okay, they got this. They're back.
They got this. Yep. And it just never really came to fruition. So strange.
They kept it close, and really, it's a 17-14 game. It's a late touchdown for Miami. So
yeah,
it was close the entire time. They just just couldn't find a way to get over the hump, and that's just unfortunate.
Those who sit do not play very good.
One has.
That's what I mean.
So far, we haven't seen the Georgia game yet.
Right.
We're recording this before the Georgia game's over, so just a heads up. We have no idea.
Can't speak to that. But Indiana is, yes, an exclusion to that rule, and I'm sure Georgia will find a way to be an exclusion to the rule, and the entire argument will be shut down. But
and I don't even think it's necessarily sitting as the issue. I think it's more of how long you're sitting.
Yeah,
if you were sitting, like if this was 2 weeks after the Big Ten championship game, it's probably fine. It's 2 weeks.
The college football season should end on New Year's.
Yes. The national championship should have been today.
And so whatever you have to do to get that there, I think that's probably add 4 teams to the playoffs, and then it just be straight through. So that's 16 teams, 8 games, 8. Yeah. Well, yeah, so it'd be 8, 4, 2. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, have
you go straight through.
Mm-hmm, just straight through, and then
you start. You start the playoffs on Army Navy weekend.
Yeah.
Or
is that 3 weekends in between?
No, between the champ.
Well, I'm saying Army Navy. Army Navy is the first weekend of December.
Yeah, it's always the week after the Big Ten after the championship games, conference championships. So you have conference championships, then that game, then Army Navy. So you would start it that weekend, right after conference championships, or you could say, "Hey, Army Navy, you guys are going to play week 0, the only week 0 game. You guys kick off the season." That's what I think they should do. Because it kind of makes Army Navy irrelevant at the end of the year when you go, it's considered an out of conference games for them, and they need it because they are in the same conference, but because of historical stuff, they kept it as a non-conference consideration because they can't play home games and everything with it.
I don't know. I think that game that is like one of the cool things. Like in college football, it is sacred. So I think moving it to week 0 would be rough. And I think like, you said like, oh, them be the only week 0. Hawaii is a week 0 staple. Like they love their week 0 play. And so like I think about them.
Yeah, but they do that, and now you can play 13 games if you do that.
Yeah, I don't know. There definitely needs to be some realignment on the
scheduling.
Yeah, for sure. Scheduling. Yeah,
100%. But yeah, disappointing showing for Ohio State in this one. We'll cut it on from that. Move over to Oregon versus Texas Tech. I said whoever wins this game was my favorite to win the Natty. I really believed Texas Tech was going to win. Oregon came out and manhandled them completely, 23-0. Not what we expected out of those boys.
Texas Tech just like defense showed up.
They got stuffed in a locker.
Yeah, defense showed up, but I mean, Morton did not play good today at all. Their quarterback, the lights were too bright. Again, this is another case of the sitting was not very kind to Texas Tech.
14 incompletions, 100 on 32 attempts, 18 for 32. Not good. 137 yards. It could have been fine if they were scoring other ways.
Right.
So it wasn't good. No touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Bad day for the guy. Dante Moore, on the other hand, man, he looked good. Didn't have any passing touchdowns. Did have an interception, but hey, 26 for 33, 7 incompletions, and 234 yards. You'll take that. You'll take that all day long in a win. You don't care about scoring touchdowns as long as you're winning.
It's the truth. I mean, Oregon surprised me. I mean, I still don't think that they like what you say. It's hard to beat a team twice. So for Indiana, that's hard. But I still think I give Indiana an edge over them in that one. But they surprised me against Texas Tech, so it would not surprise me. I think Oregon. I think you're right. They're one of those teams where it's like this is a crash course for one of these teams is going to the national championship, and I think the winner of this side will be the winner. Yeah, and so
I do too.
Yeah, and so it's interesting and it's exciting. I think it's cool because Oregon and Indiana, both teams, correct me if I'm
Never.
wrong, never won a national championship.
Never won a natty.
So that's like so exciting, and that's good for the sport too. Like,
and I don't know if Ole Miss ever has, if they beat Georgia. I have no idea. If they did, it was the very, very long time ago.
Yeah, and maybe
not overly not common era relevant kind of natty. That's like me defending Iowa and saying they won a national championship. Like, dude, it was like 1959, 1960. Like, doesn't really count. But yeah, Oregon, Indiana never won a natty before, so we could have a brand new national champion at this point, which is awesome.
It is, it is super cool. I was gonna say, so right now it's Oregon, Indiana, Miami, and then the winner of
Ole Miss, Georgia. That game right now currently is tied 0-0 mid first quarter.
Okay.
While we are recording this, in Oregon and Indiana will go out to Atlanta to play in the Peach Bowl. And then that winner of the Ole Miss Georgia game, who's playing Miami, will go over to Arizona to play the Fiesta Bowl. I believe that's in Glendale at the Cardinals Stadium. So some huge games coming up will be. I mean, we just saw a bunch of huge ones. That's all we have left, really.
Yeah.
Even in the season.
From this bowl season so far, who's the team that's shocked you the most?
From like all bowl games?
Yeah.
In the Big Ten or in general?
I think just in general, like, who's the team that has shocked you the most, like, throughout these, like, just these playoffs and bowl games so far? Really more playoffs.
Okay, yeah. So in the playoffs, it's Miami.
I completely
100%.
Yeah.
Miami has completely shocked me here.
Yeah.
Like, man. They beat Texas A&M, and it wasn't a very good-looking game. It was kind of ugly, but they win. They go and beat Ohio State. Like, I did not think they had even any sort of a chance going into Ohio State, really. So, yeah, like I'm very surprised on them. I don't like Miami. My name's Bowden. I'm named after Bobby Bowden for the fans of here, the people who listen here. So I'm like a side Florida State fan. Yeah, this is my dad. So I don't like Miami.
Yeah,
I hate Miami not as much as I hate Nebraska, but they're up there. I really don't like the guys.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
So, but it's kind of fun to see, and I don't want Georgia in the national championship. So I'm really pulling for Ole Miss to be the team on that side. Yeah. I hope they're on that side, and they're playing either Indiana or Oregon, and then boom, like we get a Big Ten winner. That's what I'm hoping for. 3 Big Tens in a row. That would just be so dominant.
And it's 3 different Big Tens.
Yes, it's not just like a repeat winner.
It's cool. It's cool. It's showing dominance. And kind of when we were growing up, it was the opposite with the SEC, where it was Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, LSU. You know what I mean? And so it's interesting. It's cool.
It is cool. There was somebody, one other player in this game, the running back for Oregon, Jordan Davison. 15 carries, only 42 yards, but he made the most of his carries, and they gave him a lot in the red zone. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, and those were a 6-yard rush and a 1-yard rush for a touchdown. So they got into that goal situation. That was 1st and goals, 3rd and goals, and gave him the ball. He said, "Give me it. Give me the rock. I got it. I'll put it in. Let me follow my guys." I mean, this was a top 3 O-line this year. They either came in 2nd or 3rd for the Joe Moore Award. I'm not sure. Same with Indiana's was the other one. Actually, all three finalists were Big Ten.
Yeah.
Iowa's O-line won it, and then Oregon, Indiana. I don't know who came in where voting. But those were 2nd and 3rd. It's the best O-lines remain in the Big Ten still.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say, I think that's sort of a staple of like Big Ten too, like something that we definitely pride ourselves on.
100%. We love it. We love the trenches, getting down and dirty, having some ugly, close-scored games. We love doing it.
Hard-nosed football.
Yeah, hard-nosed. It's what we like to do. But yeah, Oregon, impressive. They surprised me a little bit. I thought they came out and played stronger than I had originally thought they would.
Yeah.
So glad to see it for the Big Ten. We'll move on to our last game. Another great showing for the Big Ten. Indiana just dominates Alabama. They win 38-3. Yeah. 5 touchdown win.
Kurt Signetti.
All them out.
Yeah. Kirk
If you
Cignetti.
didn't believe in Kirk Cignetti, man, you
I was
better
gonna say,
buy in now.
bend don't break. I was gonna say this was a really cool game to watch. I think really almost cementing Kirk Cignetti as like, hey, this is legit.
He's a
This
guy.
this is legit. And
These aren't just 2 fluke seasons
no,
anymore.
yeah. And so I think he really put a stamp on not only the season they've had, but his coaching, his sort of a upwards trajectory of kind of his where he stands in like the coaching world.
Yeah, definitely. He has proven to everybody, hey, I belong here.
Right.
I belong here. We didn't just have a fluke where we went and had a really easy schedule last year, and we made it to the playoffs, and we lost to Notre Dame substantially. Weren't really in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of that repeating
that game
year,
was 10 points.
It's not on paper, sure.
Regardless,
Indiana
is a juggernaut now. So
yeah, and that's what they've become this year. Is you go, okay, yeah, sure, your schedule was still pretty easy. You beat Oregon in the regular season. Iowa held you close. You should have lost to Penn State. Like people saying all this, that, and the other. They go and beat Ohio State close, and then now they just dominate against Alabama, and you go, what now? What now can you say about Indiana other than they are the real deal?
Go win the chip.
Go win it. It's yours. It's yours for the taking.
You got to be.
We're in the lead.
You have to beat the second best team before you get there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they're the front runner.
Yeah, but close.
You gotta.
In my opinion,
it is. In my opinion too. And I think you just gotta win it.
Yeah, but
do what you gotta do. Keep playing football.
Dominant showing by Indiana and Kirk Cignetti. Mendoza looking great too. Looking like the Heisman.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and just a real bad showing for Alabama. And, you know, it
had to pull their quarterback. Had to pull Ty Simpson from the game.
That's what I'm saying. It makes you wonder, and that is horrible for that kid's draft stock. I feel for him because he's
probably going to have to come back and transfer now.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, he was the third quarterback behind Dante Moore was 1, Mendoza was 2, and then he was 3. Where that stands as like an actual prospect ranking, I'm not sure, but that's rough. That's not good for the brand at all. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but I mean, the dominoes could be very different had Kalen DeBoer lost last week and Oklahoma was playing, you know what I mean? So
yeah, who knows what would have happened there?
Right, because that was where Michigan. Everyone was saying, hey, they're going to call Kalen. They're going to see if they can get him over here, and obviously that didn't happen, and we ended up with basically the state of Utah, so that's cool. But again, domino effect, the butterfly effect, interesting.
Very interesting. I think, I was sitting there thinking when they pulled Ty Simpson, replaced him with Austin Mack. Austin Mack didn't do bad, by the way, from 11 for 16, 103 yards, played a quarter and a half, so not bad. But the only thing I was thinking when he got pulled, I was like, the last time I remember them pulling their quarterback in the playoffs, they pulled Jalen Hurts for Tua. And they came and won the game in OT. It came back, won in OT. Yeah. I was like, are we going to see this again? Is this going to happen? It did not. It didn't matter. It was over.
Confident. I was very confident at halftime. I was like, oh, Bama's going to have some fight.
I did too.
They're going to shake back. They're gonna have some fight. And man, was I wrong.
They just didn't.
Yeah.
It's not the same Alabama anymore. It's not your dad's Alabama.
That's true. That is the truth.
There's no more Nick Saban. It's over. It's not the same. They can still be a good high-tier program, but SEC did bad in this bowl season. They had a couple of decent wins there. Obviously, like beating Michigan, that was a really good win for them to have. That was kind of saved their bowl season and not losing every game to their Big Ten opponents.
True.
The Big Ten has cemented themselves as the best team. They're the best conference in the country after this. And I said this earlier a couple episodes ago. The SEC, their defenses, like the SEC has become the Big 12 in a way. Look at their high-scoring games with no defense. That's what they've become. They used to be low-scoring defensive battles, and it's just not saying they're not I'm not saying that they're as bad as the Big 12 was then. I don't believe that. But they have that kind of showing now, and they're not the best conference in football. They can say what they want. They're not.
No.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Nothing compares to the Big Ten right now. We're on a crazy streak.
Big
I mean,
Ten,
come on, man. Indiana's the national championship front
we
runner.
gotta win the chip this year, and then we can start
Gotta win another.
drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Well, I'm already drinking. We won the last two.
Yeah.
We won the last two. So
three different will be impressive.
Very impressive. And I hope it's more Indiana, so it's not like, oh, it's your old Pac-12 school who finally did it. I think it'll be cool to see Indiana. As an Iowa fan, I'd rather see Oregon win because I just still can't get over the fact that Indiana has the opportunity to win one before we have gotten ourselves to that point. But
last thing I'll say on the Indiana train, and this was just a little fact that popped up last episode. I know this is just going back to the Kyle Whittingham thing. I mentioned, hey, this guy's pretty old, 66. So probably on his way out. And then to which I promptly realized, you know who's 65?
Curt
Cignetti. So maybe these older guys still got some fight in them. So we'll see how the college football landscape is shaped by these older guys.
I think the age thing, I don't think it's really much of an issue with these coaches. I think it just depends on how successful.
I agree.
If Kyle Whittingham comes in the first 2 seasons, he doesn't make a bowl game. He's going to be done. He's going to be done. He'll get fired.
If he misses the bowl game the first season, he'll be gone.
Right. He'll be fired and he'll probably be done coaching. Mm-hmm. But if he has a 5-year contract, if he is doing 9, 10, 11 plus win seasons in all those years, he might just keep going because he's being successful.
Yeah. I mean, he has to do the same with more resources than what he was given. And now I'm not saying that Utah is the same job as Michigan, but
weaker conference.
Yeah.
Less prestige, so you have a little less pressure on you.
Oh, yeah.
Especially him being there for so long.
That's his program. But
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But again, huge, impressive win by Indiana. They go on to take on Oregon, like we said. And then Miami will play the winner of Ole Miss, Georgia. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Tune back in. We'll talk about some of those next couple playoff matches and see you guys. Thank you for joining us.
See you guys.